Thank you very much. Thank you. Special place, special people. Thank you. So we really weren't supposed to be here. We weren't going to come back to Iowa. They said, Mr. Trump, you don't have to. You're leading by so much, you don't have to. I said, what do you mean I don't have to? I want to go to Iowa, which is true. I want to go to Iowa. And the incredible leadership that you have in this state, unbelievable. So I just want to begin by thanking Iowa leaders here today. Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds. Where is Kim? Come on up, Kim. Come on, Kim. A man that I've gotten to know very well over the years, and somebody that's respected outside of Iowa like you wouldn't believe, inside of Iowa so much that he's the longest-serving governor in the history of the United States. Terry Branstad. Come on, Terry. By the way, Terry came to my office and he was talking to me about trade. I think there's nobody that knows more about trade than him. He's one of the ones, and dealing with China, well, you would be our prime candidate to take care of China. He has done so well for the people of Iowa. Nobody knows it better. Congressman Steve King, great guy. I even like him when he was endorsing Ted. He was endorsing Ted. And I still liked him. So, Steve, he came around. It took him a little while, but he came around. Right? Thank you very much, Steve. And a woman who I got to know because, as you know, she was on a very short list. And she loves the people of Iowa. And she felt she needed a little, it wasn't me. She felt she needed a little more seasoning, maybe. And I said, isn't that refreshing when you hear that from somebody? And she is now seasoned because there's nobody that does a better job representing their people than Joni Ernst, and a great person. Joni, come on out. Thank you very much. Incredible people. Whenever they run, just keep voting. You have to always vote for them. If it's in 2 years or 4 years or 20 years, you're never going to do better than them. In 2 days, can you believe this? We are going to win the great state of Iowa, and we are going to win back the White House. And I want to thank the people of Iowa. You have opened up your hearts to me so much. Incredible. It's been just incredible. Our evening here the other night with the fireworks, everything is always beautiful in Iowa. Real change begins with immediately repealing and replacing Obamacare, a disaster. Right? They're all saying, yeah, please. It's just been announced that the residents of Iowa are going to have and experience a massive double-digit premium hike. Like, I know the number. I will not tell you. I never do this with any of the groups. I don't say the number because it's so depressing. Right now, everyone's happy. We're having a good time, even though the subject matter is difficult. But we're going to make it great. But I will say this. The Obamacare is out of control. In the great state of Arizona, premiums are going up more than 116%. Just left Arizona, and they are very unhappy with what's going on. Over half of the counties in Iowa are losing Obamacare insurers next year. Tough to negotiate. It's honestly not going to matter because we're going to have it terminated by then. So we win. We'll have it terminated, so we won't have any problems, Governor, okay? We'll terminate it. It'll be gone. It'll be just a bad memory. Premiums are surging. Companies are leaving. Insurers are fleeing. Doctors are quitting. And deductibles are going through the roof. You have deductibles at $15,000, $16,000, $17,000. Can you believe it? Yet Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it even more expensive. Far more expensive. I'm asking for your vote so we can repeal and replace Obamacare and save health care for every family in Iowa and for every family in our great country. So important. Just remember, Obamacare, got to get rid of it. Real change means restoring honesty to our government. There's little doubt that FBI Director Comey and the great special agents within the FBI will be able to collect more than enough evidence to garner indictments against Hillary Clinton and her inner circle, despite her effort to disparage and discredit the FBI. If she were to win, it would create an unprecedented constitutional crisis. In that situation, we could very well have a sitting president under felony indictment and ultimately a criminal trial. Just today we learned Hillary Clinton was sending highly classified information through her maid. Did you see? Just came out a little while ago. Who therefore had total access to this information, completely jeopardizing the national security of the United States. This just came out. WikiLeaks. We need a government that can go to work on day one for the American people. That will be impossible with Hillary Clinton, the prime suspect in a far-reaching criminal investigation. Her current scandals and controversies will continue throughout her presidency and will make it virtually impossible for her to govern. Let's hope we don't have to think about it. If she ever got into the Oval Office, Hillary and her special interests would rob our country blind. That's what she's been doing. At the heart of this election is a simple question. Will our country be governed by the people, or will it be governed by the corrupt political class? We're going to find out very soon. If we win, the corrupt politicians and their special interests lose. If we win, the American people, and you understand that, if we win, what's going to happen to the American people? If we win, you're going to be so happy. Because if we win, our country is going to start winning again. We don't win anymore. Our country is going to start winning again. It's just that simple. Speaking in a secret Wall Street meeting, Hillary Clinton admitted that she wants to cut Medicare and Social Security. Hillary Clinton is going to destroy your Social Security and Medicare. She even wants to give your benefits to illegal immigrants, and you've seen that all over. I am going to protect and save your Social Security and your Medicare. You made a deal a long time ago. A long time ago. And I will protect American workers. The political and media elite have no idea what it's like to be living on a paycheck to paycheck basis, not knowing whether or not the owners and leaders of their company are negotiating to move their plant or factory to Mexico or some other country and fire them, sometimes with virtually no notice, happening all over the country. It's not going to happen with us, folks. It's not going to happen with us. Politicians don't understand what that's like. The media and the political elite don't know the pain and the suffering these people are living under. But I figured it out a long time ago, and that's why I'm here. I'm with you. Rather than where I was on the other side. I was on the other side. I understand it well. I understand the other side well. I was enjoying my life for many years on the other side, but I also love our country, and I will tell you, our country was going bad. Our country was going not only in the wrong direction, our country was going bad. And on June 16th of last year, I went from being a true insider to perhaps the ultimate outsider ever. Ever. I don't know. I think so, right? What do you think, Kim? I think so, pretty much, huh? These people that I've known all my life, they're saying, Donald, what happened? We are going to make America great again. That's what happened. You are the people that built our country, and we are going to give you the respect that you deserve. Hillary's an insider fighting only for herself and her special interests. I'm an outsider. I've become an outsider fighting for you. I'm not a politician. You, the American people, are my only special interest. That's it. That's what I'm doing it for. That's what I'm doing it for. And it's a lot of work, folks, I will tell you. It's a lot more work than I ever thought. But it is a movement in this country, the likes of which our country has never seen. Even the extremely dishonest media back there, they will say, there has never been anything like this. This is far bigger than Bernie Sanders. That was a smart, and by the way, many of his people, believe it or not, are coming to our side because they agree with me on trade. They realize how we're being ripped apart on trade. And he should have never made a deal. He sold his soul to the devil when he made that deal. He ruined his legacy. But many of the Bernie people are coming over to us because of trade. And our stance on trade is tougher and smarter and better than his. But they understand that, and they're coming over. The media, Wall Street, and the politicians are trying to stop us because they know we will fix the rigged system that has enriched them for so many years, but very much at your expense. Very, very much. I've spent a life in business, creating tens of thousands of jobs. I built a great, great company. But I've spent a whole life, I've employed tens of thousands of Americans. But when I saw what was happening to our country, I just felt I had to act. I had to act, and I acted. I acted. So that's when I made my move, and that's the way the move is. That's when we made our move. Thank you very much. June 16th, famous day, right? Do you remember coming down the escalators? Oh, boy. But I don't mind being an outsider. I don't mind. This is our last chance, folks. I think the governor would agree with me so much. We have one chance. It's our last chance. It's on Tuesday. It's the 8th. It's our last chance. Now, some of you have voted. How many of you have voted? It's not so. Actually, I like it because our numbers are looking very good, but now I know we're going to get a lot more people. Tuesday is going to be a very good day. But this is our last chance because, and I'm talking as a country, because it's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen again. And I was sort of saying it last time, but this time I say it. And we have so many things to do, and we can do them, some of them easily. Some of it's common sense. There's no common sense. The Iran deal, $150 billion going back to Iran. And then we're going to give them $400 million in cash, right? But the $400 million turned out to be $1.7 billion. Terry's looking at me saying, that's not possible. 1.7 billion. 1.7 billion, we could use that. We could do a hell of a job in Iowa with 1.7. That's in, Terry, that's in green. That's cash. That'd go up to the ceiling. 1.7 billion in cash. And Obama lied. He said it wasn't for hostages, but they wouldn't let the hostages go until the money came in. So many lies. Lied on Obamacare. You can have your doctor, you can have your plan. 28 different times you can have your doctor, you can have your plan. Many Democrats who didn't want to approve it, approved it based on that lie, because it just made it, unfortunately. It just made it. But going out and voting, it's your last chance. It's your last chance to make our country truly, truly, truly great again. We have such potential. My contract with the American voter begins with a plan to end government corruption and to take back our country from the special interests. I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment, other than our great congressman over here. He's not corrupt. Where's our congressman? I'm not talking about you, Congressman. And I'm not talking about everybody, but boy, there are a lot of them. To hear the words we are all about to say, when we win on November 8th, we are going to drain the swamp. That was an expression I tell people. I thought it was so hokey. I thought that was so hokey. I said, no way I'm ever saying that. And then I went before a big group like this. And by the way, this room is packed, and there are thousands of people outside that can't get in, which is amazing. But I gave that expression at a speech, and I go like, very timidly, drain the swamp. Place like really liked it. Then I said it with more energy the next time, and they really liked it. And then a third time, they really, and then now people are going crazy. They're screaming at me when I'm speaking, drain the swamp, drain. Between that and build the wall, these are two expressions, right? And we will build the wall. So you never know about things, right? I tell the story of Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra didn't like My Way, the song My Way, great song. He didn't like it. Then he sang it. The audience loved it. Sang it again, the audience really loved it. Then it went out, became the #1 song. All of a sudden, he loved it, right? He loved it. Became his favorite song, just about. At the core of my contract is my plan to bring jobs back to our country and to Iowa. We're going to bring our jobs back. Our economy's growth is anemic, the worst since the Great Depression. You don't hear that. My jobs plan begins with a proposal to lower taxes on American business from 35% to 15%. And that's a massive tax cut for the family farms and the folks in Iowa that work so hard and end up with very little left after taxes. And we're going to further protect our family farmers. We're going to protect them like they have never been protected before. I mean, honestly, or I would have one big enemy in Terry, that I can tell you. And we're going to protect corn-based ethanol. Hillary Clinton's plan will shut down family farms all over the nation. Just like closed up the mines, well, let me tell you, the miners are going back to work, and the steel workers are going back to work. We're going to have clean coal, but the miners are going back to work. She will do this not only through radical EPA regulation, but also by raising taxes to rates as high as almost 50%. Hillary also wants to substantially increase the death tax on family farms. You know, you have a farm, it would be nice to leave it to your children, right? It's tough, tough. We're going to get rid of that. On top of that, her anti-energy agenda will radically drive up the cost of energy. Another attack on agriculture, big, big attack on agriculture. We will reverse the Obama-Clinton EPA intrusion and eliminate job-killing regulations that hurt the people of Iowa and really hurt the farms. You know, the one thing, and I was telling the governor, your governor the last time, we're giving massive, we're the highest tax nation in the world, and we're giving massive tax cuts, but we're also cutting very substantially the regulations. And we want clean air, we want clean water, and we want safety. But beyond that, but I was just saying, we are, you look at all of the different things. The thing that they most want, people, are the cut in regulations. Even more important to them, more important than the massive tax cuts, are the cuts in regulations, because they have killed our businesses. They're killing our businesses, especially our small businesses. And I would have been surprised, and I was surprised. More important than the tax cuts is exactly that. We will also rebuild our inner cities. Very unfair what's happening to our African-American communities. Very unfair what's happening to our Latino communities. We will become a rich nation once again. But to be a rich nation, we must also be a safe nation. Hillary Clinton wants a 550% increase in Syrian refugees pouring into our country. And that's over the thousands and thousands that Obama is allowed and allowing to come in. And by the way, he's always campaigning. He's always campaigning. He should go to the Oval Office and he should work on jobs. He should work on knocking the hell out of ISIS and not giving them a 4-month notice. We're coming into Mosul in 4 months. We will be attacking Mosul in 4 months because we want to get the leaders of ISIS, and they're staying in Mosul. Well, after the announcement's about 2 seconds old, they're gone. Now, we have people that are very sad. Her plan will import generations of terrorism, extremism, and radicalism into your schools and throughout your communities. When I'm elected president, we will suspend the Syrian refugee program. And we will keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. We have no choice. We have enough problems. And we all have heart, and we're going to build safe zones in Syria, and we're going to have the Gulf states. We owe $20 trillion, in case you're not sure about it. We have lots of problems. But we will have the Gulf states who have tremendous money, tremendous, and they haven't been carrying their weight. They haven't done much, haven't accepted any. We're going to have the Gulf states. They'll be happy to do it. They're going to pay for it, but we're going to build safe zones. But we can't have them come into our country. Too much uncertainty. We have enough problems. Wouldn't you say we have enough problems? So we'll take care of it. A Trump administration will also secure and defend the borders of the United States. And yes, we will build a Great Wall. We're going to keep the drugs out. We're going to keep the poison out of our country that's destroying our youth and plenty of other people. As Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton allowed thousands and thousands of the most dangerous and violent criminal aliens to go free because their home countries would not, under any circumstances, take them back. Can you imagine that? They catch murderers, drug dealers, the worst people, they bring them back and their country says, we're not taking them. They go through the Secretary of State. She said, bring them back. And the crime that's been committed by these people is unbelievable. I promise you this, there won't be one instance, not one, where when we bring somebody back to their country where they belong, where that plane comes back with that person sitting on that plane. There won't be one instance. There won't be one instance. It'll never happen. It's truly called a lack of respect for our country. Hillary supports totally open borders. There goes your country. And strongly supports sanctuary cities like San Francisco, where Kate Steinle was murdered by an illegal immigrant who was deported at least 5 times. Thousands of Americans would be alive today if not for the open border policies of Obama and Clinton. This includes incredible Americans like 21-year-old Sarah Root, who you know about, who you've read about, who was right from Iowa, right from here. Incredible person. I've spent time with her incredible family, beautiful family, devastated. The illegal immigrant who killed Sarah arrived at the border, entered federal custody, and then was released into the community despite the pleas of people that knew him. Please Don't do this, don't do this. Right under the policies of the White House. He was released again and again, but then he killed Sarah in a savage, savage way. Sarah graduated from college with a 4.0 grade index, #1 in her class, the day before she was killed. There's so many instances like this, so many instances like this. And people knew trouble, but the administration said, we don't get involved. A Trump administration will end this nightmare of violence that's going on all over our country. We will stop illegal immigration, deport all criminal aliens, and dismantle every last criminal gang and cartel threatening our citizens. And we're going to build that wall. It's going to be a great wall. And let me just tell you, Mexico's going to pay for the wall. They don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. They're starting to have a very good idea, but that's okay. You know, Mexico, they're great. I met with the president of Mexico 3 months ago. Great. But it's got to be a 2-lane highway. You know, we lose so much. We lose our plants, we lose our jobs, we lose our wealth, and we get drugs and unemployment. It's got to be a 2-way, and it will be, because the trade deficit with China and so many of these countries, but the trade deficit with Mexico is massive, far greater than what we're talking about for the wall. So a lot of politicians said, you can't get Mexico to pay for the wall. I said, oh, it's going to be so easy, going to be so easy. But here's what you have to understand. We're going to have big, beautiful doors in that wall. And people are going to come into our country. And they're going to come into our country. People, lots of people are going to come into our country. But they're coming into our country legally. They come in legally. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. We will. We're going to straighten things out. We're going to end up with very strong borders, believe me. Very, very strong borders. We will also repeal Obama-Clinton defense sequester and rebuild our badly depleted military. Badly depleted. I'm honored to have the endorsement of more than 200 top admirals and generals and 22 Medal of Honor recipients. Hillary and our failed establishment have spent $6 trillion on wars in the Middle East that we never win, and now it's in worse shape than ever before. The Middle East is in far worse shape than it's ever been, even from our standpoint. They've dragged us into foreign wars that have made us less safe. They've shipped our jobs and our wealth to other countries and left our borders wide open at home. We send our troops to foreign countries to defend their borders, but our politicians refuse. They refuse to defend our borders. Isn't it amazing? We fight, forget the money, the blood, the great people, the loss. And we fight to defend the border, but we don't defend our own borders. That will change on November 8th, believe me. A Trump administration will never, ever put the interests of a foreign country before the interests of our country. From now on, it's going to be America first. To all Americans, I say this. It is time for real leadership, and it is time for change. We're going to change. Hillary Clinton has not changed. Hillary Clinton is 4 more years of Obama, which is ISIS, which is all of these other things, high taxes. Just think about what we can accomplish in the first 100 days of a Trump administration. We're going to have the biggest tax cut since Ronald Reagan. And Hillary's going to raise taxes. We will save your Social Security as is without cuts and your Medicare. She's going to chop, chop, chop away. She is going to chop it away. We're going to eliminate every unnecessary job-killing regulation, cancel illegal Obama executive orders, We will protect religious liberty, rebuild our military, and take care of our great veterans, our greatest people. We're going to finally, once and for all, take care of our veterans. Our veterans have been horribly treated. We're going to provide school choice and put an end to Common Core. We're bringing our education local. We will support the men and women, these are great people, of law enforcement. We'll save our Second Amendment, which is constantly under siege, and appoint justices to the United States Supreme Court who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. It's time to cut our ties with the failed politicians of the past. Hillary Clinton is the candidate of yesterday. We, because this is the great movement. There's never been anything like this in this country. I say it all the time. Bill O'Reilly said it recently, numerous times. He said in his lifetime, this is the single greatest political phenomena that he's ever seen. It's you. I'm the messenger. I'm the messenger. It's you. It really is. It is you. I'm a good messenger, you have to say, right? I've been a good messenger. But it is you. It's greatest they've seen. We're fighting for every parent who lost their child to drugs and crime and gang violence. We're fighting for every community whose jobs and dreams have been ripped out and shipped to other countries. One of the primary reasons I got involved in this, I couldn't watch it anymore. As our companies, I live in New York, New York State, what happened to New York State with the jobs going to Mexico and other places. And when Hillary Clinton was senator, she said she ran on the basis that she would create new jobs. I'll tell you what, just another lie. It's worse than ever before. She did nothing. She did nothing. We're fighting for every American who believes government should serve the people, not the donors and not the special interests. I'm asking you to dream big because with your vote, can you believe this? In just 2 days, we're 2 days away, we will get the change you've been waiting for your entire life. And I hope that you will consider it the greatest and most important vote that you will ever cast, because we will start winning again. We'll win on trade. We'll knock the hell out of ISIS. We will start winning again. Together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Get out there and vote. Thank you. I'm with you, the American people.